Hey guys, what's up? It is me, Freebie Babe. I know you guys haven't seen me in a while, but I'm back, okay? With this how-to video, I ended up beating a junk debt creditor. So here is how I won my case. Now, first things first, let's talk about what a junk debt creditor is. Basically, they are a debt collection agency. You guys may have seen them. They're like LVNV, Resurgence Capital, there's Midland. Yeah, there's so many different companies out here. And the reason why these debt collection companies are out here is because they're making billions of dollars off of you. Okay. And one of the things that they're banking that you do is that you never show up to court and you never respond to the summons. Okay. And that is where a lot of Americans, and I'm saying American because I'm here in America, so I don't know how things are done in other countries, excuse me. But here in America, they're making billions. It is important, very important for you to respond to that summons. Okay. So you are going to get served a small claims summons, and it's going to look like this depending on your state. If I'm not mistaken, this form is a SM7, but let me state that I am not an attorney and I am not authorized to give legal advice. I'm only giving you guys my experience, take it or leave it, right? So in this small claim summons, you're going to see a case number. This case number is going to be very important. I'm going to mention why later on in this video. So you are going to be listed as the defendant. It's going to have your name and your address on this paper. Then you're also going to have the plaintiff, which is one of those we'll just say Johnny Services, okay? So Johnny Services, his name's going to be there. And then underneath Johnny Services is going to be that plaintiff's attorney, okay? So you, depending on the state that you're in, you may have 14 days to respond to this summons, or you may have 30 days to respond to this summons. The defendant's answer. This could be, I believe this paperwork is SM3J, okay? I'm just saying, it could be up here in the left-hand corner of your paper. And of course, another paper, you're going to have your case number. Again, that's going to be important later. So you're going to have 4 options to choose from. It's going to be A through D, okay? Choose D. If you are like, I don't know what this is, where this came from, because at the end of the day, the plaintiff has to explain to the court, not you. The less you say, the better you're off, okay? I even heard a judge say this in the courtroom. You have D. D states, I deny that I am responsible at all, okay? And it also states in parentheses, if this block is checked, the case will be set for trial. That is what you want to bank for when it comes to this situation. You do what you want to do, okay? But D, I deny I am responsible at all. Because who the heck is this junk debt collector, right? When you respond to the defendant's answer, underneath the area where you write down your information, you are going to have name of employer, business number, weekly take-home pay, and address of your employer. Do not, under any circumstances, fill out this information. You're basically giving them your job, how much you make, and everything. So that if they have some little smidget or way to get in and they win and you try to run away from this situation, they can just contact your job and now they have your money. Don't tell them anything. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. One of the things, what they try to do as an intimidation tactic when you go to court is that the lawyer that shows up is going to try to give you a big stack of papers like this and say, oh, we got everything that you requested in your respondent letter. And on the inside is a whole bunch of redacted accounts that they've used, basically. A whole bunch of redacted accounts. And the thing is that they only get a certain amount of your information. They do not get your full social security number, and they do not get your full account number, okay? If they have all of that, then they do have a full relationship with Macy's or Capital One. You guys get it, right? The request for debt verification. All right. Request for debt verification letter. This is important when you are responding to that summons. In that summons, underneath the letter D, you're going to see if you check C or D, briefly explain the reason for your answer. Okay. You don't have to put anything right there if you mark D, unless you want to. Now, I would suggest that for some of you all, you can just put C, my response letter, okay? And your response letter can be separate. You can put a completely separate paper with your summons when you mail it off or take it directly to the clerk's office. Now, here are some of the most important things that you can put in your request of debt verification paper. One of the most important things that you can put in here is that you want a wet signature, okay? Without that signature, all of that paperwork that they gave you means absolutely nothing, okay? Because if there's nothing showing your name in cursive, showing that you agreed to something, is dismissed, okay? It could be dismissed, all right? So another important thing here is that a lot of these debt collection agencies are only licensed to work in their particular state. So you request that whether you are licensed in my state, if so, I need you to provide a date of license. If you're not in my state and you are licensed to do this, what state are you authorized to practice in? Because here's the thing, if you're not authorized to practice, in my state collecting these debts, then why did you send somebody here? Because what they do to intimidate you is that they send lawyers from that state in which you are in, okay? They send people to represent them in the court from the state in which you are in. And this tactic has had a lot of people fooled in thinking that they are worldwide, okay? But a lot of them are not worldwide. They're just licensed in maybe one or two states, okay? And if you are not living in that particular state, again, that's another opportunity for you to possibly win your case. Another important thing here is that you want proof that this is not an aged debt, one that is old, and you're trying to bring it back up because it can automatically be dismissed for that particular reason as well. Now, here's the thing. Even if this is not an old debt, they still have to show you that there's nothing that's been redacted in the paperwork, all of these different things, okay? So in my letter, I asked for everything but the freaking kitchen sink. And here is the most important thing. I suggest personally you go directly down to the court's office. The court clerk's office, you're going to have that on your summons paperwork. And you're going to see the clerk's office right here in the middle where it says to above named defendant. In that summons, take your debt verification letter and your summons, and I suggest that you make several copies of your response, okay? Several copies of your response. I want you to take them down to the clerk's office. And what you're going to do, what they are going to do is they're going to read over your information, they're going to stamp your information, and then you tell them, along with this summons, I want this right here to go to the judge as well. And they say, okay, so they're going to stamp this paper as well. And that means that the judge has a copy of everything that you are going to take and send to both the junk debt collector and their attorney. Here's another thing that some of these companies do. Keep in mind, they don't call them junk debt collectors for nothing, all right? Another dirty tactic that they do, please make sure that you read over your summons, because what they will do is they will put an incorrect address because they know they're not authorized to work in certain states. So they will have all of their address information correct. But if you look next to the city, they're going to have your state there. This is against the law. They know this is against the law. But what they will do is they will say, well, that must have just been an issue with the clerk. That was not an issue with the clerk, because what they're also going to do is have the attorney give in their full address, but they're going to have an incorrect zip code. Dirty. And why they do this is because allegedly they are banking on you just writing this information down and throwing your stuff into the mailbox. This is why I suggest you go directly into the post office. When you are getting certified letter, don't just put a stamp on it and throw it in the box, because it'll never get there and you have no way of proving it, right? So get your letter certified, take a picture and keep a copy of your certified letter receipt. Shout out to my post office person who said, this is incorrect. This is the wrong city. This is the wrong state, or this is the wrong zip code. Now, these people are brutal. They are cutthroat. They will do whatever they can to get money out of you. They do not care who you are. This is not about race. This is not about class. They just want your money. And then you just wait, of course, until your court appearance. So for the time being, let's say that you are receiving phone calls, emails, text messages. Do not communicate with this company, okay? Do not communicate with these junk debt collectors or their attorneys at all. So what you can do to get them to stop doing this, they have what they call the Fair Debt Credit Act, okay? And they even give you, like, you can Google this. They'll give you like a detailed thing of what you can write down, asking them not to communicate with you. From that point on, communication is cut. Right, here's the most important thing you need to do when you show up to court. Zero communication with the other side's lawyer. Okay? I don't want to talk to you. I'm fine. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the judge says. You can use that option. Or I personally chose to have a conversation to see what this person says because I wanted to see what they had. Okay? And so this is how I got a copy of what they claim to be ownership of the account. Okay? And what I got was a bunch of BS. Said, where's the signature? Where's the wet signature? Where's the licensure information? Where's this? Where's that? We really don't have to provide those things. You're a lie. So you mean to tell me you can take me to court and say that I owe you something, but I can't ask you for your license to be able to do this? I can't ask you for proof that I signed anything with an ink pen? Here's the most important thing to remember when it comes to going to trial. They cannot, junk debt creditors cannot, dependent upon your state, go to trial without a witness. That witness will have to be the other side. Okay, so you say, because I'm not going to go over there and be a witness to you saying that, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I do owe you. Okay? And what happened in my case is that as soon as we went up there and she said, well, it looks like you two are going to trial, so where is your witness? This is what she asked the plaintiff. The plaintiff said, I don't have a witness. And then she said, well, you don't have a case. Therefore, she wins, and this is going to be thrown out. Only thing that I said was, Judge, I do not have any business of any kind with this junk debt company. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Remember, the judge said, the less you say, the better off you are, right? At the end of the day, you did not borrow anything from this junk debt company. Therefore, you're not obligated to pay them anything. Once you have won your case against this junk debt company, you go to the judge and you ask the judge, can you please dismiss my case with prejudice? When you dismiss a case with prejudice, what this basically means is that this company cannot come after you again for this debt, because they will do that. There are laws in place for, Americans, and do not allow for these hungry, greedy sharks to take a bite out of you.